Udil up. Jana is here as well. Jumping on to Udil. Has the cutthroat. And my goodness, Udil.
That everything is crisp, clean, because miscommunication, that's the last thing you need at such a high-stakes game.
Yo, Eterna.
What?
Yeah?
You know what?
What?
It poses the question, is Ahmad's effect good for Alter Ego? I mean, bringing him in, replacing Nino?
Yeah, Nino was kind of the core member of Alter Ego. He's the main man, but this man is the target man. He has the highest total death in MPL ID, but that's Beloyski's style. It's been so long, I can't remember, right? He's always had a lot of deaths in every single game because that's how he plays as a roamer. He doesn't care about that KD. He will die just to ensure that his team gets enabled, gets the farm, gets everything going on for them.
Well, that's the sacrificial mindset that can actually be very beneficial, right? As long as it's controlled, because some people, they feel like, okay, as long as there's some benefit to it, it's fine. Not always, you know, having a fine balance between knowing when it's okay to trade your life for the greater good and actually, you know, falling back. I think that's what makes a player stand out that much more. So Beloyski is having a great game so far, but of course, it's only the beginning. There's still game number 2,
Wow.
and Alter Ego, they are not done just yet.
But on that note, we do feel like it can be positive, but it can also backfire for Geek Fam in particular. Even if Beloyski makes a huge play, he dies for it. The problem was before is sometimes the other members can't follow up fast. And therefore, what his vision cannot be executed into the game. And I think that is what happened in their previous matchups. But in this game, we saw that their synergy clicked.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully it stays clicked, stays consistent that way.
The drafts need to enable that style of play, and we're going to get into the drafts right here. Alter Ego still opting to go for that red side second pick. A very questionable move, perhaps, Arashi. What do you think about it? Because from the first half of the regular season, we have seen that teams have found more success on the red side, but so far this season, well, this half, it's been the blue side with the higher win rate.
Well, there's a lot more heroes we mentioned are so critical, so important that they need to be first picked or banned essentially. But for Alter Ego, I guess they are intending to pick up more prior heroes because there is a lot of it available. So I think it's not a bad idea. But again, what they pick I don't know, as a result, in response to the first pick from Geek Fam, needs to actually complement what they want to do. It's going to be the V-Trix first pick for Geek Fam. That's already a very scary prospect for Alter Ego to deal with.
Because it was difficult, right? They were put in a position where they had to choose between either the Beatrix or the 1-1. And apparently they do respect the 1-1 more, and perhaps they do believe they still are able to counter this Beatrix. And now the Fanny is open. The Franco is open.
The Cho as well, I guess.
Paquito,
Valentina. There's a lot of heroes that are opened up here by both of the teams. But again, just if we're looking at it based on statistics, Arashi, Geek Fam have got the bag already, right? Beatrix, 100% win rate for week 4 and week 5. Alter Ego let go of the Fanny. Ooh, that's scary, man. Jana was able to do so much on that Fanny. They opted to go for the Paquito and the Valentina, giving over the chance, the opportunity to Geek Fam to pick up the Fanny. Once again, without a doubt, they go for it with, oh my god, oh, it's getting so scary. Franco picked up, signature pick for Beloyski. And just, Neil Murphy puts it properly here in the comment. The season Geek Fam is very strong because of the Beloyski effect. Right now, Beloyski's on Franco, so he's going to have that effect on him right now. Alter Ego, they gotta be very careful.
And you have to wonder, what exactly are they going to try and pick up here? Because, again, the Fanny has already been picked up. What can they get in response? Franco is one of the big counters, but that won't be it. We saw that Alter Ego, they do a lot better when Leo Murphy can actually be active. He can actually make plays for his team and get those pickoffs. But what is even left for him to do? He can go for the Cho maybe, but that's still a risky prospect against a team so burst heavy with a lot of pickup potential like Geek Fam right now.
I honestly think that the show might be the way to go, but Alter Ego Esports, they're gonna prioritize Ahmad's hero pool first here in the first phase with that Brody pick. So it is unable to win, perhaps has a chance 1v1 against the Fanny with the stun that he has, but other than that, it's still going to be super difficult going against that Beatrix in lane.
Yeah, the draft are very similar. I don't know, I can't pinpoint which team did this as well. Picking up the Brody against the Beatrix. I think it was yesterday. BTR, yeah. Brody against the Beatrix. Didn't
How
really
does
work.
it do?
Huh? Oh, well, in lane it should do well, but in the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to the late game, Brody just gets outscaled. So 2-0, BTR lost 2 of the games where they picked up the Brody up against the Beatrix. Alter Ego, though, this time they respect the Selena. And we did see Selly Boy and Jana pop up just now, Rashi. I think for these 2 junglers in particular, we do not want to see them on utility junglers. Give them those assassins because that's where they find their comfort.
Exactly, comfort is the name of the game right here. And speaking of that though, I'm not sure if banning Selena makes too much sense because we mentioned that one of the reasons why it was so successful is the Grok able to supplement the wave clear issues that Selena has. But now with the Franco in the picture, having both a Selena and a Franco doesn't sound too intuitive, at least in my opinion. So is that maybe a bit too rash of a ban from Zeta Alter Ego? We'll just have to see. They have the Brody that has an edge in crowd control and utility against Beatrix. But what can they do with that is the main concern, right? After getting stunned, a stun on Jana or maybe onto Kadera on the Beatrix, what can they do to actually secure the kill?
Man, Geek Fam now, that is the question here, Rashi. I'm a little confused. Geek Fam has done a preemptive ban here, understanding that the Esmeralda is still up and available to grab as a possibility for Alter Ego, and they directly banned the Dairoth away. Wait a minute.
You know why? They're trying to bait the Esmeralda pick for Alter Ego to take. They do not want Alter Ego to secure a mid laner yet because Geek Fam or Elzura, his hero pool is very shallow this season so far. We've only seen him on the Valentina, Yve, Selena, and Lilia. That's it. So right now, Valentina picked up, Yve, Selena banned. They do not want Alter Ego to pick up the Lilia. That's one of his only other comfort hero right now. Alter Ego, are they going to take the bait? They pick up the Esme, leaving open the Lilia for Geek Fam.
Ooh, well, I mean, Alter Ego has the Valentina in their roster as well.
Oh,
but whoa! That's Fredrin, my guy.
It's Fredrin! First Fredrin in MPL ID. Oh my god! Omawa must be smiling. He must be laughing. He must be full of joy because he's been playing this hero a lot. And I don't know why he likes it that much. I've seen Fredrin in my games. I don't really like him.
Well, you don't like how the hero operates, but Omawa swears by it. He says it's the best. It's one of the best heroes you can use if you want to go for a very united play. That's how he always puts it, you know, in the backstage whenever you're talking about Fredrin. So you can see that Geek Fam, they seem to be wanting to go for that roaming death squad, and Alter Ego, they don't have any crowd control to try and stop that. Falling Star Moon maybe, but that doesn't seem nearly enough. The Cho will come in, and so already you see a lot more possibilities for the side of Alter Ego, but will that be enough? Because there's so many issues that Alter Ego need to try and solve from the side of Geek Fam.
I have a question though, Arashi. How does Fredrin fare in a 1v1 lane against Esmeralda? Because if Geek Fam thought that it would be weak, they wouldn't have baited that Esmeralda pick though.
He's a dueling hero, so he actually does pretty well in lane against the Esmeralda, as long as he is able to hit his abilities though. That's the thing. Fredrin is a very skill-reliant hero. You need to line your abilities to actually, you know, pose a threat towards the Esmeralda, and that's why it becomes such a skill matchup. Esmeralda can dodge away. The amount of mobility she has is going to make it a bad time for Fredrin. I keep on thinking Vendini. Fredrin, Vendini. But ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the Land of Dawn. The first Fredrin in MPL Indonesia Season 10. I can't wait to see what he can bring into the Land of Dawn because teams have opted to actually, ignore this hero for the longest time since he was able to be picked up last week. Or, no, week 3.
Yeah, that's a question. I'm wondering how it's going to perform. I have a lot of questions, especially the laning phase as well, because I want to know, is Geek Fam stronger in those side lanes? Because that's something that Alter Ego Esports was struggling before. We do know that Alter Ego Esports is one of those teams that have really strong side lanes, and if those side lanes are shut down, it doesn't seem like they're able to perform the way that we're usually accustomed to seeing. Now, Geek Fam, with the early game-centric draft, are they able to utilize this properly? You can see that Leo Murphy already is trying to prevent that from happening, but so far, Alter Ego Esports, they're not playing as aggressive as we're accustomed to seeing.
Well, now it's a different situation completely because Alter Ego, they can match Geek Fam in the mid lane clearing department, so they have a lot more options to go for those big roams. They also do have Sally Boy as a Paquito in the jungle, so their mid lane jungle roam combo is actually a lot stronger and it provides a lot of burst. So Boloyski needs to be very, very careful in when and where he goes for those hooks.
It's crazy, right? There's a lot of comfort picks here for Geek Fam. And for Alter Ego, they're going to be quite... Whoa, what's going on here? There's going to be a pause coming in through. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to wait a bit. There is most probably a technical issue, but the fans are still here supporting their team.
Yeah.
The Vendini, the Fredrin.
It's not just me.
Since you mentioned Vendini, it got stuck in my head. The Fredrin pick, though, who would have thought? Out of all the teams, right, trying to pick it up, honestly, I think it's very interesting to see that, the team that's not doing particularly well, they're the ones experimenting and coming up with these weird compositions, and it's exciting. It's cool to see that they have the confidence needed to try and make something like this happen.
I think that's the beauty of what, honestly, Jana QT has brought to the table as well, other than all the other members. I think Geek Fam this time around, they're more dynamic. They have unique hero pools, and that's the awesome thing to see. But we do have an audience comment here from you guys through TikTok, Rizal Ahmed 44. Let Maman play. I believe today we can win 2-0.
Oh, that aged like milk. Unfortunate. Well, they can still win, but not 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 is already an impossible situation, unfortunately. But Alter Ego, they have shown they have comeback potential, and now they're going up against a composition that looks, in a way experimental, because we have not seen a lot of success, or we haven't seen at all Fredrin in the MPL so far.
Yep, we're jumping back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Luke has actually popped in his sprint here, maybe because he got ganked by Udil early on, but let's take a look. Whoa, Omwawa! He's opted to go for Alter Ego, even though he loves the Fredrin. Time prediction by Axe, though. Boloyski going for the hook, connecting it onto Selly Boy, using the flicker to get out as Luke comes in with the Brave Assault, knocking Udil up, but Udil's just chasing him down with a bloody hunt, stolen. He picks up a kill. First blood picked up by Udil as he now runs away. Alter Ego there to back him up. Connecting onto Luke. It's going to be Elzura picking up a 1-for-2 trade in the board. Alter Ego still leading. Geek Fam forced to back up.
With the ban advantage now, Alter Ego Esports, they're going to focus on the objectives. They're going to stay disciplined, and they're going to take this next hurdle. Uncontested, as it seems. Jana QT is still busy in the orange buff. So they are going to be doing there's a little difference here between game number 1 and game number 2. Alter Ego Esports, they do have the advantage in terms of rotation so far, but that's still on the foot of Geek Fam. If Geek Fam can make a play, then it might be a little bit more different in terms of that map control.
Wow, I mean, Alter Ego, as we already mentioned, they have more wave clear, and they have a lot more fighting tools in the early game, and they put that to good use. Boloyski, when he's jumped on, the hook doesn't really doesn't really pull anyone out of position too bad. And despite the best attack from Geek Fam, Alter Ego come out on top, but they're trying to equalize right here under the turret.
Oh, Jana with the web strings. He's able to get out. Oh my goodness. Beautiful play there by Jana. He's definitely comfortable on this hero, and he's opted to go for the same. High and dry, like game 1. If it ain't broke, do not fix it, Arashi.
Boy and Ahmad are going for the killing spree instead. Very interesting choices here, and I think we have to see how that works out. But right now, it's a pickoff from Geek Fam.
Yeah, see ya, Ahmad. Really, you're not going to get away from a Beatrix Franco once you get hooked in. That's a whole lot of burst from the Beatrix, and that's why this combination is just so scary. Meanwhile, though, Leo Murphy with the Dragon Flicker, bringing Boloyski back to Udil. Still having the Flicker, getting out. Leo Murphy coming back in with a Jeet Kune Do. Silly Boy jumps in with a jab, enabling that kill. Elzura popping the black shoes, trying to get away, but Leo Murphy's there to capture him as Udil comes in with a Terrify. Elzura still able to dash out, to walk out of that one, but Sully Boy is capitalizing in the enemy jungle, already taking a whole lot of that jungle creep. Meanwhile, though, we do see a trade happening down below. Pi had to recall. Maybe was he taken down?
He was taken
down again. Jana just really hates Pi for some reason. They might be able to take down that bottom side turret, but they back off just in time. Meanwhile, what happened there? Sully Boy was able to pick up a kill against Franco. Beloyski in the jungle. They might actually be able to steal this purple buff away. But yeah, Sully Boy picks it up. Elzura trying to steal it away, but Retribution comes in. Sully Boy won't have the Retri, however, for that turtle.
They're basically mirroring their movements. Geek Fam, they know that Alter Ego Esports likes to play on the foot of Pi, and therefore Pi is the one that gets taken down. But on the flip side, Alter Ego Esports, they're going very aggressive onto Beloyski as well. So they're eliminating the possibility of these two members to make plays, and they have to maneuver around without them. We can see now Alter Ego Esports, the first ones to the turtle, but Jana QT already aggressive plays once again onto Pi.
Alter Ego Esports, they're playing it really smart. I feel like they kind of caught wind of Geek Fam, how they like to actually shut down Pi in the early game. So knowing that there's a lot of attention on Pi, they have been playing very aggressively on the other sides of the map. Geek Fam, though, they've been able to actually get influence on the bottom side as well as the top side. But here comes Leo Murphy baiting out the Blushers.
The dragon deleted instantly by Udil and Sully Boy, jabbed to death. Beloyski is looking for compensation. He doesn't find that iron hook, though. Again, Geek Fam on the back. But Luke is going to be able to actually secure the first objective of the game. Not the neutral objective, just the objective. Geek Fam securing the first turret. As now we are going to take a look at the items. Alter Ego in the lead.
Counter-strike for Sully Boy, so he has a lot of damage. He is 4-1, so there's a lot of burst, but that's a pickoff from the side of Geek Fam.
No.
Another flicker used by Ahmad.
Oh, that's a tilter right there. You know, when you're that low, you use the flicker to get out and you still die. Elzura. Ooh, that calculation. Clutch there as Sully Boy is going to be able to knock up Beloyski. Now Jana comes into the fray, shutting him down. Leo Murphy with Way the Dragon brings Beloyski out, but Chidera picks up the killing spree, reversing the gold lead, taking it back. Geek Fam equalizing in the gold department. Luke gonna be able to knock Udil up. Jana is here as well, jumping on to Udil, has the cutthroat, and my goodness, Udil gonna get taken down. Another brave assault comes in to knock Pi up. It's a disaster for Alter Ego.
Man, that gold lead instantly shifted now to the hands of Geek Fam, who are leading with 1,000 gold. And to top it off, Jana QT, he's been playing so aggressive, and he also has the Malefic Roar now, so the damage is going to go up tenfold. And there's a reason why that other than Jana QT on this Fanny, the Beloyski, the Franco, as well as the Beatrix pick has been so feared since last season. You can see the burst potential and the way that they're able to just find one moment to turn it back and capitalize on the situation.
Yeah, the bloody hunt into any kind of ultimate coming in from the Beatrix combo was just so good right there. And Sully Boy, he just gets taken out initially, and Alter Ego tries to recover and tries to get a bit more value back in, but then Geek Fam just punished them, and now they're going for Udil. But Alter Ego, they have a plan. Might not work out though.
Oh, it does with the Wesker damage. It surely does. That was a trade. Both roamers taken down. That's gonna be the runner shot connecting to Sully Boy, but Ahmad comes in, taking a kill back to their hands. Onto Elzura. Jana with no purple buff is on this turtle. Sully Boy is nowhere to be seen to really go for the contest. A free turtle goes to the hands of Jana QT. As Pi tried to go for a cheeky little steal, this turtle slain was presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Man, already you can see both of the towers from the side of Alter Ego Esports, top as well as bottom, have been taken down. So with this in mind, Geek Fam, they're going to have a better time when it comes down to those rotations as well as that map pressure. As you can see here, Luke still going to be able to clear really quick here with a 1,300 gold lead. So far, Alter Ego Esports, they're on the back foot.
Geek Fam, they seem to be having a lot more advantage, as you mentioned, Eterna. But the difference is from the first game is that they're trying to maintain discipline, but Alter Ego, they have a lot more tools available to try and make plays happen. So when Alter Ego's like this, you can't count them out.
Oh, I don't know if that was the good engage there. Look at the bottom side. Luke with a brave assault, locking Ahmad in place. Meanwhile, Jana picks up an unstoppable as they collapse onto Pi, who's going to be taunted. And that's the damage coming through. Pi somehow still still able to dash out of that one, but Geek Fam, what an amazing bait by Elzura with the black shoes, forcing a lot of resources to be spent on him, and Geek Fam instantly capitalized on it.
It's unfortunate, and that's the amazing thing about the Lilia. You're able to bait so many resources, like you mentioned, and even then, you buy a lot of time, and 3 members from the side of Alter Ego Esports were taken down because they went all in for that. So I think maybe perhaps information is lacking from Alter Ego. If you want to go for Elzura, you need to have the information that the ultimate was already used.
Oh,
Just like that.
Wow.
overextending. Way too overextended by Geek Fam. They got what they needed to, but they stayed there. And it costed Elzura his life.
But that's exactly what they need, right? They need to know that black shoes was already used, and therefore they can go in for those types of engages and those pickoffs onto someone like Elzura. But Kadera,
Wow.
man, the damage! Leo Murphy instantly gets taken down.
Welcome to Beatrix's world. We're just living in it, man.
You're just living in it indeed. For Alter Ego, though,
Look at him.
I don't know. They need to be a bit more crafty with how they want to engage.
this hero.
Because before they engage onto Elzura, it seems that they were posting up, trying to wait for a play. And it's very obvious to Geek Fam. So they have to try and make the plays more, I don't know, faster, quicker, and less intuitive, less visible for the side of Geek Fam. And that is how they can usually get the advantage.
And it's crazy already, right? I mean, I'm getting tired of mentioning it, Aeterna, but the Beatrix is broken. Like, come on, man. It was instantly first pick. I don't know at this point. What do you need to let go? Maybe secure first pick. Go for the blue side, right? I mean, we have seen Ahmad on that Beatrix back in Season 8, and he was phenomenal at the Beatrix. He was one of the first few players who actually learned how to use the Renner early on when Beatrix was released. But here we go, Boloisky with the conceal once again, going into the bushes for the hooks. Unable to connect just yet, but Pi isolated. They don't want to go for it. They don't want to go for Pi. Sir Pi is too intimidating to gank.
Yeah, they don't want to get distracted by him either, so they're going to leave them alone, and they're going to focus on the mid side. He goes in for a hook, but unfortunately it does not connect because of the flicker that was utilized by the members from the side of Alter Ego Esports. They are going to force a recall. Geek Fam, they don't want to overcompensate just yet here, but Alter Ego, they might be looking for a pick onto Luke.
Oh, he's a fast friend. Oh, wow. Leo Murphy still able to find a Jikundo flicker, bringing Luke back all the way, but Luke in a 1v4. He's going to go for Udil. He's going to be able to knock him up and actually outplay the situation with Jana coming to collapse. They're going on to Luke. Luke still surviving into the back lines. What the heck? Luke, he's still alive. He's going to be able to bait the entire team. Luke, oh my God. Geek Fam might be able to end it right here.
Man, already leading with 6,000 gold here, Mirko and Arashi. They're looking to push all of the 3 lanes, and they're going in, collapsing all at the same time. This might be a problem, as Celiboy and Kai, they're not in the picture just yet.
Jana already with the cables very aggressively going to that bottom side. Chadera with the whiskers, sieging it down. 2 base turrets taken out. Boloisky looking for the hook. Udil comes in, terrifying Luke, but they are able to back off. My God, Arashi. Luke. Fredrin.
How good is Fredrin, especially when Luke is playing him? At this point, we haven't seen a lot of Fredrin, but he was able to withstand, for the most part, all the damage coming into Alter Ego. They were the ones who initiated that play, and you can say that Leo Murphy was a bit too overzealous with the Way of the Dragon, but afterwards, everyone was beating on him, and he was able to actually come out on top. You can make an argument that Alter Ego is behind and they don't have enough damage, but still, that's a very impressive performance from Luke on the Fredrin.
Yeah, Boloisky at this point, they're just having fun, baiting the buff as well, buying a little bit more time, just really making Alter Ego Esports more frustrated than they already are, as Geek Fam now look towards the Lord that has already spawned here in the Land of Dawn.
Let's play a fun game. How long will it take Geek Fam to clear this Lord up with the Wesker? Oh, you don't need to play. It's gone. It's
Never
gone.
mind.
Never mind. Can't even time it.
At the same time, right now, Elzura, he also has an anti-cuirass, so if any kind of burst pick-off attempt is happening from the side of Alter Ego, Udil will be the main person that they look to for the damage, And Elzura, he might just be able to buy enough time right now. That's the issue for Alter Ego. They are good at playing the pickoff gameplay, but when they keep going for these pickoffs, Luke is able to survive that. Elzura is able to go back with the black shoes. And so they have been stuck using a lot of utility and spending a lot of time for very little return before Jana Cutie comes in and just turns it around.
Man, Miracle, is this going to be the game of upsets as Geek Fam? They're looking to close this game here with one straight push.
Udil trying to defend. Leo Murphy jumps with the Jikundo. Luke going to go for the Brave Assault, knocking Udil up. Leo Murphy still able to kite back. Luke jumping in again onto Ahmad, taunting both Selly Boy and Ahmad for Jana Cutie to dash in. Udil taking down Leo Murphy as well. Ahmad cannot withstand the damage. They're all godlike. It's a double kill and also a 2-0 clean sweep from Geek Fam, utterly destroying Alter Ego, taking revenge for the first leg match. Oh man, I want to see Geek Fam in playoffs.
What did they do in that week that they were off?
You know what they did? They gave Jana the opportunity to play Assassins. Finally, this is the Hades I was waiting for. This was the Jana I was waiting for.
I mean, again, this is just what we come to expect from Geek Fam initially. We thought that with the imports coming in, with the new revamped roster, they can play very, very aggressively. And now we're seeing it when both Beloy as well as Jenna is on the aggressive playmaking heroes. They can wreak havoc in the early game. And they have shown again that they have grown in the discipline department. So now they are a threat both in the early game as well as all the way till the late game.
Guys, can I remind you something?
Yeah, what?
I want to remind all of you on the caster on the caster desk as well as in the audience that this is the first time that Geek Fam has won a game, and this is 2-0 against Alter Ego. This is denying history right now.
Yeah. They're taking history, they're learning from it, and they're saying, we're gonna write the new one here. Obviously, Luke, the man that is giving the thumbs up, but in the back, Jana QT. Hey man, that Fanny was pretty galling.
Galling, man. I think every single member from Geek Fam actually performed there. Beloy, with the insane plays happening, when it happens, right? It's just amazing. Elzura outpouring damage with the Lilia, getting pickoffs with the Selena. Luke outlasting the full complete package from Alter Ego. Every single one of them are just making plays happening. Kadera outplaying, doing burst damage, positioning well on the gold lane. It seems like a new breath of fresh air for Geek Fam finally.
I'm just so happy. Like when you feel once again that things are getting predictable, it just doesn't.
Yeah, speaking of happy, I don't think the fans you're seeing on screen are that happy with that performance. The Alter Ego fans here, 2-0. That was a stomp.
It was.
Leg 2 Geek Fam revamp seems more aggressive than before. Not only are they aggressive, the discipline's there. The Filipino discipline, it's a good mix, Arashi.
We also mentioned a lot about having an improper game plan that doesn't really fit in well. The early game, the mid game, and the late game seems to be in disconnect usually from Geek Fam, but now that is no longer the case. They seem to know what exactly they want to do all the way until the end of the game. So it's just a great improvement, and it's so visible. It's not even that subtle.
It's not. And even by the draft, like you mentioned earlier, it's kind of weird. I don't know what. Do you think that this could have been different if Nino was playing instead?
I think both of these games, I do think Alter Ego were outdrafted. Not gonna lie. That's why I went for Geek Fam both games, and I don't know. I just had that feeling right as we went into the draft, right as we closed the draft. It was just crazy, right? Like the draft just complement each other really well. The synergy as well just hit. If you were to ask me to predict the game before the draft, I would say Alter Ego. But after the drafts, I would say Geek Fam.
Well, that is the power that a good draft can give you. So we have to see what exactly was going on in the minds of Geek Fam. How exactly were they able to improve so much in such a short period of time? Soon, we'll take a look at the interview coming in from our host, Bude Monstar.
Just throw it out over to Monstar with an interview, hopefully with Jana.